lost for words at the moment. As you can see, it's been an amazing week for me. Been at this club since I was 8. Then obviously playing at Stamford Bridge. Well, I've been watching a lot of games. Being ball boy, come to watch the games with my family. Champions League nights. Obviously now finally playing here has been amazing.
It really looked like it meant the world to you with that celebration after the goal went on.
When I scored, I just didn't know what to do. I just dropped to my knees and I was crying really. So obviously it's an amazing moment for myself, for my family. Yeah.
Is it one of those things that you were sure maybe wasn't actually going to come at some point because you've had to wait a long time?
Yeah, I had to wait. But for me, it's important that you work hard, just stay patient, just keep working and just focus on your game and where you need to improve. As you know, this is not enough. I need to do more and more, and that's what I'm aiming to do.
So that was a very comfortable win for the European champions. And then you overlay Lukaku on that team as well, and you're thinking, wow, they have got as much attacking intent and talent as anybody. I mean, I'm going to forget somebody here, but Lukaku, Havertz wasn't even playing. Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, Werner. I'm probably missed Pulisic. There we go.
Mason Mount.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, what they've got at their disposal?
Unreal. And that's why they are title contenders, Chelsea. And I like what Thomas Tuchel says. I like the way at the start of the season, there's no waffle, there's no, we're going to try and finish in the top 4, or it's going to be difficult this season. He goes, we're going to hunt down Man City. I love that. Yeah. I love that as a fan. I love that as a player because it's intent, isn't it? And then you go, right, what do we need? Now, Jorginho was their top Premier League goal scorer last season. So what do we need? We need a striker. Who's one of the best 4 or 5 strikers in the world? Lukaku. Let's go and get him in. Let's spend the money. Let's just get the deal done. They go and do it at Chelsea. They're a bizarre model, which some fans might not like.
No,
because
it's a winning model.
It's one that you wouldn't really want to copy. But as a Chelsea fan, it works because every other season, they're winning trophies and they're winning the big ones.
He doesn't shoehorn players into wrong positions, does he? He just wants a round peg in a round hole. That's your job to score goals. Go and score goals for me. And all those actors in and around, the co-actors, if you want, what they're called, the co-hosts, or he's got to be the main man.
Yes.
And you've got Havertz.
Supporting actors.
Supporting actors. He's got lots of them, and lots of goals as well.
Do you know what I like, Dion? I like commentating on the game at the weekend. You're looking at the bench and it was ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
So he took Aspilicueta off and Reece James came on. So them two are vying for that position on the right-hand side. And then Chilwell was on the bench. And Marcus Alonso scored his goal and was very good. And I'm thinking, right, he could change Marcus Alonso now for Chilwell. He changed Marcus Alonso and brought Emerson on. But Chilwell didn't even get on. Wow. So the amount of players now that are vying for a start, it says to me that you're going to have to train hard. Because you might not get much time on the pitch to try and impress. No. So the training's got to be good.
You've got to have to impress on the training ground.
Exactly. So now I can imagine the standard of training going up a notch or two because you're going to have to impress the boss somehow. So that's healthy.
Wow. So Lukaku may well make his debut this weekend at Arsenal, his second Chelsea debut. Let's have a look and get Chris's view on the awarding of the free kick from which Alonso scored. Brilliant free kick, and we've seen it before. Chris, you happy that this was correctly awarded?
Yeah, there was a bit made about it, but I know I was in the building on Saturday and Don was on comms with this one. I just couldn't see how it wasn't a foul. I mean, he obviously tries to play the ball, but just stamps on his foot. I think that's a foul. I mean, I put myself in the position of the referee that if I see that, I'm blowing the whistle.
Because we talk about contact, and actually this season I think we will find, certainly it's a brilliant free kick from Alonso, that in the penalty area, minimal contact will not lead to penalties like it did last season. But there's a difference between minimal contact and actually treading on someone's foot,
Can I say something? And I want you 3 guys to shoot me down if I'm wrong. But the more I look at that goal, I like a commentary, and I said Marcus Alonso will be going for top right-hand corner.
Yes.
Over the wall and back down
As
again.
he's looking at it top
How
right.
does the goalkeeper not know that? If I'm sitting there going, he's going top right here, and he's that side of the wall, and the wall's to his left, he's offering Marcus Alonso, as Alonso's looking, top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper not got to be a yard or 2 more across? It's difficult for outfield players to criticise a goalkeeper, but that's the only place he was going to put it. He can't try and anticipate that.
He can't go far post, can he? Because there's not enough time or space in order to put that ball in.
No.
I'm expecting the wall to jump, to be honest with you. I think the wall has to jump. I think there was a free kick later on in the game where Mount had a go at a free kick and they jumped and they got a touch and they blocked it. So Yeah, the goalkeeper's to blame, in my opinion, but the wall can help out as well with that.
Lovely moment for Trevoh Chalobah. It's hard to get into this Chelsea team, and Don has just said it quite right. You've got to take your opportunity when you can, and you might have to create that opportunity on the training field to get in the team. And again, they all backed off. Crystal Palace, you said they did this all day. They didn't press the ball.
Yeah,
he's strike.
Lovely strike. He strikes across the ball. He ends up facing the other side of the pitch. He strikes so far across the ball. He's aiming. He's sort of aiming towards a corner flag with his foot. Yeah. And bends it into that corner with a bit of fade on. That moment where he goes to his knees and he thinks, I've scored for the first team. And then the tears come down and you can see the reaction of his teammates. Yeah, really big moment. And a good performance as well by the young man.
You never know someone's journey, do you? You're never quite sure of the journey from being very young to then getting in the first team and doing the business. And you could see the emotion in Chalobah's face, the way he hits the floor on his knees. And you can have all the fast cars in the world. You can have all the money in the bank in the world. You can never buy that situation.
That feeling as well.
Debut for Chelsea. I give him man of the match after the game. He scores an absolute worldie. He looks as though right here, right now, he's saving Chelsea an awful lot of money because they were interested in Jules Koundé at Sevilla.
Yeah.
Because
that was going to cost them 85 million.
The manager doesn't seem to fancy Zuma.
No.
So all of a sudden now you're thinking, he's just forced his way into the 11. That's his shirt to lose.
So before we go to the break, we've got 4 thoroughbreds, haven't we, really now?
Yep.
OK. Man City obviously have lost. If I said to you Man City's still the favourites, but not by much, but the favourites, you happy with that?
Yes, because I think they still get Harry Kane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then, OK, of the 3 behind them, right, who is most likely of the 3 behind them to challenge Man City all the way to the line?
That's a good question.
In
my head, I was Chelsea or United straight away. Chelsea or United. I'd go United. I'd go United.
I'm going first if they get Harry Kane, City. I'm going 4th, Chelsea. And I'm like that between Man U and Liverpool.
For 2nd and 3rd?
2nd and 3rd. I think that's too tight to call.
You got a view?
Everton. Gone quiet.
Everton,
yes! Yes. No,
somebody needs a doctor over here, please.
Doctor.
I think Chelsea are their most nearest challengers.
Do you?
Yeah.
But the standard is so good.
So good.
And when I say Chelsea 4th,
I know.
You can't call it.
It could be by 3 or 4 points.
You can't call it at all.
I just think that depth of attacking talent is something else. They won the European Cup without a centre forward. You know what I mean?
Mark, they finished 19 behind Man City last season and 33 behind Liverpool the season before.
Yeah.
Big gap to make up.
Yeah, but look at what Thomas Tuchel's done in 6 months. A word on Crystal Palace. You were interested that they weren't pressing the ball.
Dion, if you're Patrick Vieira and you're building a side and you're going to lose a game, how do you lose the game?
You've got to have a go.
Yes.
You've got to have a go first. Yeah, of course.
It was
got to squeeze and,
Yeah. Roy Hodgson was in the building, and I didn't say it because he was in the building, because he's done an unbelievable job anyway. And he's played 4-4-2 forever and a day, and he had Crystal Palace in nowhere near in any danger whatsoever. Vieira at the weekend went 4-3-3. So suggests that he's had a go. In all of the game and all the clips that we've just seen, and the feeling I got from that game was there was no Crystal Palace player putting any Chelsea player under any sort of duress, under no pressure whatsoever. And that was as easy as it got for Chelsea. It could have been 4 or 5, but it was 3 going on with not even broke sweat. And you look at Palace now and you think, he's got some work to do. And he said it then in his interview, didn't he? He said, we've got work to do.
OK, and that game against Brentford is massive because the games after that, as we saw, with West Ham and Tottenham, are so big for Palace. OK, let's take another break.